What you watching?
All right, guys, it's time. Got a few things to talk about. We want to break it down for you, get us caught up. Right now, first of all, DC Universe. HBO Max picked up Titans from DC Universe. Now we're on Season 3, Episode 10. It's called Troubled Water.
Double digits.
We got, 3 to go? 13, we think?
Yeah.
And after this one, and the synopsis reads, first of all, this one's 43 minutes long. Things go bad to worse as the Titans are falsely blamed for poisoning the city, forcing them into a perilous position as they work to regain Gotham's trust. All right, where we leave off in the last episode called Souls, Donna's back, Tim Drake's back, Hank's not back.
He is not.
Where we leave off in episode 8 called Home, the city of Gotham is poisoned, just like this thing just read. Starfire accidentally blew up a thing where Crane had set up the poison. Everybody's poisoned, the whole city.
Everyone's drinking it.
And we find out, let's just get right into it. Spoiler alert for the episode. Andy, let's do a gut check with you. How'd this episode go for you? How's the series feeling after this one ended?
Much better. I like this one. I'm really excited to see where this goes now.
This did it.
Yeah.
This just cranked it up to an 11 for you.
I'm back.
You're back.
The ending scene was pretty baller.
Well, I'm going to need your help on this one. I watched it today, and I watched it a little bit last night, too. So, I split up a 40-minute episode.
Okay.
But I think we've got the gist. Let's just get into the story right now. I'm enjoying it, too. This one got me back, and I'm ready for these last 3 episodes. I think it's kind of like what we talked about, right? The first 3 were bangers. The middle got a little messy. Now we're back on, there's a villain. Gotham's in peril. Let's talk about it. Okay, so first up, let's just run down the characters. I feel like it's the easiest way to do this. You got Donna Choi. She's from the Amazon. She's from the Masira, where Wonder Woman's from. She came back to life. She's making her way to Gotham. Before she gets there, older Wonder Woman lady from the Masira shows up out of nowhere. Donna's got another trial. What's the trial? Fight this lady.
She was like, we got to make sure you're a real person and not a...
Yeah, was that the test?
I guess. I don't know.
She's like, all right, we'll test. She goes, all right, we're going to bring you back to the Masira, and we're testing your soul to see if you're dangerous. Because we know about this coming back to life business. You could be a bad guy now. What's she say? She goes, no, I got to go to Gotham, help the Titans. And she goes, all right, well, we'll test you here. What does that mean? Sword fight against your grandma.
Grandma.
I mean, it was like her. It was like this older lady.
Yeah.
And we find out some stuff. Donna Choi's like, you always hated me because I'm half human. So I guess she's half human.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think they're just building her up, I feel like, a little bit.
Oh, they're building her up. They're building the blocks.
So, yeah.
And whenever we're like, wait a minute, is she cool enough? We'll be like, yeah, well, remember when she got back from death and then she had that trial against her grandma? I don't know, dude. It's kind of lame. But we'll see. I think I like her, though. I like this Donna Choi. This actress, I wish I had her name in front of me. She is, you're right.
I agree.
She's nailing it.
She is.
Anyway, she does that. She beats her, and then she's like, I want to get into Gotham. And then she faces off against 2 army guards toward the ends of the episode and basically, muscles her way in, right? Anything else with Donna Choi?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so then the Titans. The Titans are in bad news bears mentality. Everything's going bad. The city's falling apart. And now Jonathan Crane releases a video to the whole public that says, the Titans did this. The Titans poisoned you. And everyone, a lot of people, fall for it.
Yeah,
immediately. Let's talk numbers, too. How much of the city is poisoned? They break it down for you at the Gotham PD.
Was it up to half already?
It was
8 hours
half.
later?
It was half. He's like, all right, basically half, which is 6 million people.
And the guy's like, even if it's 1%, it's this many people. I'm like, well, it's a lot easier to figure out what half is than 1%, you idiot.
He goes, even if it's 1%, we're in big trouble. I'm like, it's 50. It's 50%.
Water.
And what are they drinking? It's just basically a hallucinogen that makes you go crazy and violent. That's all there is to it. And the Titans, okay, so Crane releases this message. It takes over every device in the city, every single device, and everyone's like, bring me Nightwing. You got Nightwing's the one that did this. And the Titans try to fight off the crowd and keep the peace for a while. That doesn't work too well. They just end up hurting some people, and we're like, you know what? You just got to leave at this point. You shouldn't be standing in the middle of the crowd. What are you doing? You know what I'm talking about? When Starfire, Beast Boy, Superboy, they're all under the bridge, and they're like, don't worry, Dick, we'll keep the peace out here. I was like, guys, half of the city is burning. Just
get the F out.
Get the F out. You need to pull a Batman and leave. which I think he's coming back.
You think so?
I think that we'll get there. Let's wait till the end.
Yeah.
This is where I get a little confused. So there's a plan that Barbara Gordon and Dick come up with, and it's basically like pretend to turn yourself in.
Yeah.
And him and the Titans decide together, like, okay, we'll do this plan. What's the plan? Show up to Gotham PD and do what? Like, they're standing there, right? Like, they're going to turn themselves in. But then the police, start
Just try to
fight
them
him
instead.
And then they start fighting them for real, and a lot of shit goes down. Blackfire gets shot. Beast Boy gets tranked as a tiger and leaves.
Superboy's just showing his dark side. That
was it? He did pretty good.
I mean,
he didn't murk anybody.
Yeah, I thought he killed. No,
he may have really messed up a couple guys because he threw him across. But he had the heat ray vision going. He blew up some grenades. He didn't. I was waiting for him to Homelander somebody.
Yes, that's what I was thinking was gonna happen too. But
hey, how about
eventually?
Shout out to the boys for getting an X-ray vision reference when I could have said Superman. This is DC, and I'm like Homelander, but Homelander's the one that would do that. But anyway, so yeah, he's showing off his skills. Blackfire again gets shot. Her and Starfire go to a church.
Tries to heal her. This
is the weirdest scene. Did it catch you off guard?
Yeah, I didn't see it coming, but
so she's got the gun wound, right? And Starfire's like, "I'll heal you." And she's trying to heal her. And then what happens? Blackfire holds on and sucks all of her powers out. So now Starfire doesn't have powers?
I guess. That's I don't know. Was that her sister's intention the whole time to do? Or
well, that's what Starfire says, right? Is this what you wanted to do?
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, that could just be adding another potential villain kind of.
And they're all split up. And it's, maybe another villain, what, Blackfire, you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Could be.
That could be a whole episode, how she's getting her powers back, but that's not what I want to see right now.
Not episode 11.
Yeah, please no.
Beast Boy, he's off on his own. Guess who shows up there? Raven. She's back.
Yep.
She's basically I'm here. That's pretty much it. Dick and Superboy end up I know I'm skipping a lot of middle parts, but we'll come back to some of these because I want to talk about the details, but just getting through the bulk of the story. Nightwing, Superboy, they're off on their own. And Superboy's like, let me go home. Let's just go back to to Bruce Wayne's house. And he's like, we can't. And turns out, he's right. And Red Hood and Jonathan Crane just take over Wayne Manor. And they're just there hanging out. He's drinking his stuff. And Red Hood, he gets Jason Todd to cut up the painting of the Wayne family.
He got mad.
He got real mad.
Then he called it Crane Manor. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, welcome to
the
Crane.
Mic drop moment at the end. I was like, you bastard, that's genius.
Welcome to Crane Manor. So they're there just doing their own thing. And then the middle part was we had a few things happen. So the police department stopping, they're not trusting Barbara Gordon that much. There's a discussion with Barbara and that police chief, remember?
Yep.
And he's like, listen, my guys are really losing faith. And Barbara's like, just hang in with me. But then what happens? Red Hood delivers a bag full of cash to that cop with a couple of cops at a nightclub. What was that about? Paying them off to go get the Titans?
Kill the Titans probably.
That's what it is,
I think
right?
that's why Barbara Newton knows that, potentially, and that's why she shot him. She basically,
Because the cop...
Basically protecting Dick, I think.
Yes, the cop had a clean shot on Nightwing later in the PD, and she shoots him.
That was a stressful scene.
It was, but I felt like she could have done better at holding a gun. I felt like she was kind of you'd have to watch the video, podcast listeners, but she's kind of and I just thought, stick that gun out. I don't know. But either way, that's just a nitpick. But that was a cool scene. The fight scene was good. A lot of good action. The powers look cool. Who we missing? We missing anybody? That's pretty much everybody. I feel like the middle of the episode was a lot of deciding how to handle everything. Do we get out in the crowd and try to keep everybody down and calm? That didn't work. Okay, let's try to turn ourselves in so that it's more of a PR stunt, right? That's kind of the plan, right? The Titans are turning themselves in. Maybe everybody will calm down. Mm-hmm. But none of it happens, and Gotham is burning now.
What's your prediction? Prediction town now.
Did I miss something at the end? Was there there was another big ending, right? It's just the street. They're on the. What happened at the very end?
The closing was Crane Manor.
That's it. Just Crane Manor.
Yeah.
Did we miss anything before we get into predictions?
No.
Any other big plot points that you can remember from today, seeing this thing?
No.
All right, cool.
think
That's Titans. Awesome. Titans season 3, episode 10, Troubled Water. Troubled Water indeed. Gotham's coming down. This is what I was getting at. My prediction is that, like, the Titans have just not done a great job and failed. You have failed this city. And they, like, Batman's coming back. He's coming back in some way. He might not come back as full-on Cape Crusader, but I feel like
Bruce. Maybe just Bruce.
Maybe just Bruce because it's this show, you know? I mean, what if the Justice League shows up?
Oh.
But, like, I don't know, man. It's Titans.
Yeah, it's a slow build. I don't think it's going to be anything big like that.
We'll see.
Don't get too excited.
I can't wait to talk about what we're going to talk about later because I got too excited and it happened.
You're right. I need to stop being the voice of reason because sometimes I'm wrong.
No, we got to ride. What do I say on the show? You got to toe that line. All right. All right. So turn to you, brother. What do you think? What's happening in number 11?
Do we know that?
Or the rest of the show? Because we're in the final 3 now.
I just think that they're still going to explore. I think the turning Red Hood, like to the light side type situation. I think that's not done yet. Even though he didn't hesitate, or he did kind of hesitate to cut up that painting.
You just reminded me. There was one more part. He talked to his friend on the phone.
Oh yeah, good call.
Molly.
Yes.
So this is
and that's the scene that made me think this because he basically, it's like he seemed way more human in this conversation talking to her.
Yeah, he's like Hawaii.
Then yeah, so
because she's like we can go anywhere, and she starts listing off places, and he goes Hawaii, and I was like, dude, go to Hawaii.
I'll say that he's probably gonna screw over Crane to end it in some manner, and they're gonna leave it open ended if he's coming back to the Titans or not.
Mm-hmm. Like he kind of saves the day, but he's like, it's one of those where he's off in the sunset. You don't know where he went, and the Titans are still mad at him, but like he did save the day.
Yeah.
That's a good prediction. I could see that ending that way, but it'd be anticlimactic a little bit.
I agree.
And they've also kind of let off the gas on the Barbara Dick stuff, I guess, except for her saving him. But I'm like, what's Barbara Gordon's story? Is she just like not so great?
I don't know.
Chief of police.
I'm looking up the next episode title.
Commissioner, I guess.
That might help us.
Yeah, see what that episode title is. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's hard to tell. This show's been hard to predict. I think it's going to be one of those, again, that like Mike says it all the time, right? You go back and binge this, it'll probably flow a lot better. Like a lot of these endings feel kind of abrupt, but it's almost because they're really big endings. I mean, there's big stuff going down at the end of this stuff.
Listen to this one.
Tell it. All right, so this is episode 11.
Episode 11, airing October 7th. The call is coming from inside the house.
Oh, my God. You know what that's a reference to?
A horror movie of some kind?
Oh, my gosh. Hey, just Google that phrase. It is literally from a Bud Light commercial from the 90s, or maybe even the late 80s, but like I think in the 90s. And it's this, I think it's Bud Light, if I'm not mistaken. And it's an animal, I think, like a mascot. Did you find it? And he like makes the call, and it's like the call is coming from inside the house.
I think that's spoofing real movies though. That's what it's from.
I guess
it's from When a Stranger Calls, 1979.
Okay, well, there's definitely a commercial out there.
I know what you're talking about.
You diehard pop culture fans out there know what I'm talking about. The call's coming from inside the house. Like it's a very infamous commercial, like from that realm of time. But I think you're probably maybe more on the right track. Like this is referencing like just horror movies in general. So is this gonna be like the Titans taking back Wayne Manor?
I hope you're right.
Because Crane's there, right? So the call's coming from inside the house. What house? Bruce Wayne's house.
Okay.
We'll see. Anything else? Big predictions? We got 3 episodes to go. These are going to be like the final act.
Bruce is going to be calling them from in the house.
That'd be cool.
Done. He's in the Bat Cave. Boom.
There it is.
It's over.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think this one, number 10, got me back on track. Got a little muddled for a while, but I'm actually pretty excited for this ending. Yeah, this Donna Choi, man, she's good. This actress, she just looks the part. Mm-hmm. Like if you're looking at her screen right now on Facebook, I mean, she's a badass.
Well, but what I meant by like building her up was like the Wonder Woman grandma lady was telling her she's meant to be a leader or whatever.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
I was like, that means something.
Yep.
I think
Yes, I think you're right.
maybe Dick's gonna die now.
Maybe so, or maybe they'll be together.
It's the only one he hasn't. So,
And did they ever have like a thing? Kind of. They were close in the first season. They like did a lot of flashbacks to when they were young Titans.
yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, too bad we're never going to go back and watch season 1 and 2 of this show.
Nope.
All right, season 3, though, looking pretty good. HBO Max's Titans. Can't wait for episode 11. A few more to go. We'll keep it talking about it. And, of course, as always, you can find this review along with anything else in the DC universe at mostlysuperheroes.com/DCU. Ratings, connections, explanation videos. All of it broke out, organized for you, and we'll keep filling it up.